There we go.
Sync it.
We're never going to capture that lightning, are we?
No, never again.
And welcome to Shut Up and Answer the Question, the podcast where you ask us one question and we take nearly an hour to answer it. I am Sean Antony.
And I'm Ethan Lawrence. I was just waving at the camera.
Of course you were. Camera's on, and yeah, normally you're the one that ignores it, but now this time you're like, no, I can...
straight down the barrel.
I can address it.
I can look at it. How are you, Sean?
Yeah, not too bad. It's,
Since we last recorded, which to the audience will be last week, but to us will be 3 weeks ago.
It was nearly a month now, God.
We're banking them.
Yep. Getting as many as we can in. So.
Well, yeah, we gotta, because Lord knows the life of the self-employed.
That's it, yeah.
Just got to carve out however long.
And then next time he's like, are you ready? It's like, no, dude, I'm done for about a month now. I've got no space.
I've run out of words. I've got no more words to say. But it's okay. I've refilled my quota of words.
It's like doing your dailies on Duolingo or something.
My Monopoly Go of words.
You got nothing. You got to wait.
Right. I reckon we should just jump straight into it.
Oh, yes.
Like, we always do the preamble, but actually, no, we'll still do a preamble.
I was going to ask how you're doing, but yeah.
No, you don't need to know about that.
Of course.
If you want to ask us questions on the podcast, you can email us at shutuppod, that's SHUTUPPOD at yahoo.com. Our Instagram, Shut Up and Answer Pod. Our TikTok is Shut Up Pod. The artwork is by Kitsune Kei, and the music, Sean.
The fantastic music
is Eyes on Legs, Daniel Reed, on Instagram.
Thank you very much, Daniel
Every
Reed.
time we put up a clip, he likes it.
Oh, thank you very much.
And I tell you who else likes all our clips? All of the wrestlers I know.
I've had a couple of follows from the wrestlers as well.
You should.
I should, and yeah, it's kind of it's a little bit like a rabbit hole to go down, because I've kind of did the natural kind of growing out of wrestling at school kind of thing, and
what are you trying to say to me?
No. I kind of like, I loved it, and then sort of when the friends group kind of stopped watching it, I stopped watching it, or like you stopped talking about it, and so kind of coming back and getting watching some of the clips and that again. It's like, oh man, what the hell? It's just. It feels like you stopped at the, 2012 Olympics, and then you've just watched the most recent one. You've just gone, what the hell are people doing with themselves
and then
now?
You've watched Ray Gun.
Oh my, dude. Oh. And then current events as well, like John Cena turning heel as well. I was just
huge.
Like, whoa!
I've got a little WhatsApp group where I talk about wrestling with my friends Connor and Ainsley, right?
Okay.
And
shout out Connor and Ainsley.
Connor was the one of the questions that we answered before.
Hey, thank you very much.
Yeah, that was episode 2, I believe. That doesn't matter.
where we unravelled all of my concussive
Go back
concerns.
And listen to the episode to find out why Sean is the way he is.
A good old bubble brain.
But I called Cena turning heel before the Royal Rumble. Because I was like, this is the way to do it. Because he's got to he's got to beat Ric Flair's record of world championships. And the only way you do that is by turning him heel. You can't do it any other way.
To be fair, I thought he stopped. And then I found out, like, The Rock was also, like, he's the evil owner now.
The final
the
boss.
Actual evil owner is now
the final boss. John Cena's on his retirement tour. The Rock just sort of hangs around like a bad smell. Anyway, this is boring for people who don't
see what he's cooking.
You get what The Rock is cooking. It doesn't matter what your name is. Right. People are bored of wrestling already.
Sorry.
You know, I
don't even watch wrestling yet.
I was ready to jump in. I was ready to jump in with the question early doors, but then I did the admin, and then it all fell apart.
Yeah, I know. That's right. That's what you get for having like a rabid cat for a bloody co-host.
My co-host cat. Got a question for you.
Go on then.
I took this one from TikTok. If you don't want to send an email, because I know that's just so much effort, I posted up a video on TikTok where I was asking for questions. And this one comes from Rick Cushion.
Rick Cushion?
Rick Cushion or Rick Cushion. Or,
there we go.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah, some sort of cushion.
And the concussion.
There we go.
And the question is this. How many owls would you have... Well, sorry, I'm going to start that again. Cut that. Don't cut it.
I'm not going to cut it.
No, I know you're not. I know you're not. You're going to leave that in. My shame. This question is from Rick Cushion. Just in case you do decide to cut it. How many owls would you need to see in a day before you thought something was wrong?
Oh, that's a cool one. I like that.
Contemplative silence from Sean as, as he considers.
Yeah, well, because we're around... Well, we're in essentially like the outskirts of bumpkin country here.
Yeah.
And so owls are actually a pretty common thing.
As are bats.
They're actually, they roost like up and down here quite often.
I bet you get lots of bats down here because, not to dock Sean or anything, but you live quite close to the river.
Yeah.
It's a nice wide open space. It's very it's very countryside.
It's very... Do you want to take that one again?
Do you know what? I'm realising now, I don't think I was ready.
We should have done a warm-up.
Warm up? Okay, this is spiralling out of control. Cut the first 7 minutes of this part.
But yes, it's very countrified here. So we do often see owls. We see a lot of wildlife. So it would probably be... I mean, yeah, what would it mean? Like, is it at dusk where you'd normally see an owl? Would it be during the day when you see the owls literally just...
Well, this is where we need to find our parameters.
Oh,
you know how like we do.
We do like our parameters.
Yeah, we're going to spend at least 25 minutes finding these parameters, and then we'll find an answer.
Yes.
So the question stated, how many owls would you see in a day?
One in a day.
So I'm assuming during the day. So what would be unusual is that the owls are out in force during the day.
And why would they be out in force?
Why would they be out in force? Why? What are they planning?
Owlman.
Batman's cousin. They don't talk about.
Well, you just see him just. Ooh.
Who? You know they say about owls. I say they say. This is just a thing I've picked up. I think it's just a bit of received wisdom.
Okay.
Speaking of wisdom, owls are noted to be wise, aren't they, in the books and the cartoons? But I heard. I think it was some. Ornithologist or the birdman.
Ornithologist
or birdman, Dr. Bird, say something along the lines of, even by bird standards, owls are thick.
Yeah, I've heard. Well, some owls I think do, like, because of the size of their head, the size of their skulls, their eyes, and they literally just don't have the size, the space available in their head.
It's like a little pebble.
Yeah.
A little pebble rattling around.
I think, some species of owl are like akin to pigeon. And, yeah. So, although, because it's not just the size of the brain, is it? It's also...
The motion of the ocean.
The smoothness of the brain.
Yeah, so we know about that from your concussions.
Yep. Like a marble.
Oh, so smooth. Oh, it's like a little baby. So owls, they're famously nocturnal. Sean, how are they?
Yes.
They're crepuscular, perhaps.
Oh, what's that one?
Oh, there you go.
That's a new word.
That's caught your attention, isn't it?
Yeah.
Crepuscular is the time it's basically dusk. It's when there's still some sort of like some blue light in the air. You know, we're in March now. These are the sorts of things we see as the twilight comes down.
I was thinking that yesterday, actually, just going out for a walk. It is nice to actually get some sort of light in the evening again.
Well, we're getting there.
And then those bastards are going to put the thing back again.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be evening.
Well, then there'll just be too much light.
Yeah.
Like, I'm at the point now where I don't necessarily need to leave the outside light on if I'm coming back from somewhere.
There we go.
Because at the beginning of this year, it's been dark, it's been cold, Sean.
But imagine, we've taken it for granted, but like somewhere, I don't know, Sweden, Norway, up north that way, you could get a whole month of not having any light.
6 months. Like someone like Svalbard
Yeah.
in Norway, like it's so far north, like it's Arctic Circle.
Funny you said that, actually. I was doing a job for a client about Svalbard, like, last week.
Sean's a voiceover actor.
Just in case you didn't notice.
Yeah, if you're new to the pod, which you might be.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, if you're new.
Welcome to this. We're going to shut up and answer the question.
Crap, yes.
The show where where there was a question, but
We were just talking about the sunlight of the year.
Svalbard.
Svalbard as well, yes. But
You know, 100 people have listened to this.
that is awesome.
Isn't that mad?
I am stoked about that.
100 people have listened to this shit.
Just listening to rambling crazies.
And I swear down, most of them are our friends listening to it on 4
So
times
thank you
speed.
very much.
They just put it on 4 times speed and they're just like, yeah, we'll just rattle through
Or
it.
just put their phone on mute and then just have it like while they're making dinner.
replaying. That's how we game the Spotify algo. We're not actually doing that, Spotify. Don't sue us.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. We need to don't sue us.
Yeah, we need to work on the merch.
Yeah, don't sue us owls either.
Yeah, well, I don't think they're capable.
Oh, well,
Despite what fiction would tell you, they are quite stupid. And I don't think they have the legal minds necessary.
well, they'd need to send some litigation. I was really trying to force that one in. That was horrible.
Oh my word. I mean, I felt a little bit sick. A little bit of bile.
I needed a crowbar to
For the
force that one in.
first time in however long I've known you, which would be, nearly 7 years now.
Jeez.
For the first time in a while, I've wanted to strike you.
Go on then.
No, I'm not going to
I mean, it's not going to be any time new, is
I'm
it?
not going to hit you on the pod.
And we stop.
We just start fighting. That's the rest of the pod. WrestlePod. Just power driver you into the laptop.
Oh my god!
My God!
We're getting into wrestling again. Come on,
Stop,
pull it back.
People get bored with that. Have you ever held an owl?
Mm-hmm. Yes. It was a few years ago. Again, it's because I think it's more a countryside kind of thing where you do like the school fetes and stuff like that. You do have the wildlife people come in, or again, I think it might have been an ornithologist, but Birdman.
Hi, Birdman! I'm John Birdman, and I'm here to teach you about talons.
There we go. That was a nominative.
Nominative determinism.
There we go, nominative determinism.
Rolling back to episode whatever the fuck it was.
John Birdman
I've
is Birdman.
I've already lost track of what we said, and I am up the creek without a paddle right now. I feel this is free. This is loose.
There's probably people there just going like, okay, are people neurospy? Oh fuck yeah, these people are. Oh yeah, when did you get your diagnosis? Pardon? For what?
Excuse me. So you've held it now.
Yes. It was just one of those school fete things, and you go around and like they had loads of different owls just sitting there, like, yeah, as you say, they're probably stupidly just sitting there.
Yeah.
Just happily, just sort of on their own. But yeah,
I want a mouse.
They're surprisingly well. I held a barn owl,
Right,
and it was
they're little guys.
Probably about that big.
Yeah.
The big faced.
Yeah.
Doohickeys. Yeah.
Doohickey.
But yeah, they were a lot lighter than their size would.
Well, it's all feathers, isn't it?
It is.
It's all feathers because they've got to have fairly light bones. I think they're hollow bones.
Yeah.
In order to be able to fly.
Yeah.
Although you do get those owls. I've seen these owls, the burrowing owls.
Burrowing owls.
Yeah, well they don't fly. They just walk along the ground like little potatoes. And they're just like, just walking about.
It's quite funny how many birds are flightless when you think about it.
Yeah, one thing that sort of defines a bird, you feel like, but a lot
You've got
of them
wings, and they're just like, nah.
The thing is, I don't know how you get an ostrich up. I don't know if you've seen an ostrich.
Well,
what? No. What are you talking? Are you talking? Sean, I am not doing a podcast with you if you're going to sit here and talk about fucking an ostrich.
I love that it was just the way one well was placed.
Like the postman's coming. I can literally see the postman coming.
Oh no, he's already been here.
Okay, but he's still coming.
Oh god.
Here's a man. He's going to knock at the door. Watch this. There we go.
Oh gosh.
Right, I'll vamp.
Apologies, everyone. That was the postman.
Leave that in.
Yeah. That whole empty bit.
I vamped. It was really good. What were we saying? Yeah, you were going to fuck an ostrich, I believe.
Never.
That's where we were.
I mean, I am a short ass. I mean, that's never going to be a thing that happens anyway. But, 1 minute, what was it? Flightless birds. Before that, it was owls holding an owl. Burrowing owls, then holding an owl. Have you held an owl?
I've held an owl.
Wow, he was really trying to backtrack there. We need a map for these conversations.
I've held an owl. Again, it was a very similar situation to yours. There's a place down in Cornwall. So I used to go on holiday in Cornwall a lot. People who listened to the last episode will know that I experienced my first childhood trauma in Cornwall. But yeah, there was a place called, I think it was called like the Milky Way or something, which was like sort of broadly kind of like an activity centre. It had like a soft play thing. And it had like there was you know those slides you get? They're like really tall and they're sort of concave.
Yes.
So like you get like in a
get
sack,
some G
and then
force. Yeah.
And I think in keeping with the theming, it was called like the black hole or something, or the nebula.
Yeah.
Or the whatever the fuck it was.
The zero gravity.
The supernovae. But yeah, in addition to that, this is really incredible place. I wonder if it's still even open. But they had like an in-house guy in charge of like letting you meet the animals. Because I think there was like a little farm as well.
Well, there's a lot of those that are like that. Actually,
near where we are, in Southwold and Ferris, is Marsh Farm.
Is that still going?
I believe so.
Oh no, it was Tropical Wings. That was
the Butterfly House.
Yeah, that was a good one as well.
It's lots of opportunities to meet nature, guys. And I'd say if you live in a city,
yes,
fucking get out into the country.
That's one thing. It was a fact that really surprised me, was like a surprising percentage of like adults, not even children, have like never seen a cow in the UK.
Really?
But again, it's because we're probably out in the country, so we just like, you literally drive past and see.
Well, yeah,
like literally
up
the road here, there is one cow in a field.
I know obviously population centres are dense, like, you know, your cities and everything like that, with lots of people living there. But like, I don't know, I couldn't imagine like not having seen a field.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like as you said, like thinking about London, something like that. I mean, you've got your grass areas, but you've not got any agricultural.
Oh yeah, they don't cultivate.
But
imagine a cow just in the middle of Trafalgar Square.
But I mean, just like for the landmass of what London and then its outer boroughs would be. I mean, you wouldn't have anything in that, and that is, what was that, like 35 square miles?
Something like that. But then even like 100, 150, even 50 years ago, parts of that was just fields. Like, you know, what even is London at this point? Like, you know, the Elizabeth line goes all the way to Reading. Is Reading in London? God, is Shenfield in London?
That I did, yeah, that's true.
Although, actually, to be fair to the Elizabeth line, please don't sue us. To be fair to the Elizabeth line, you do need to pay a special rate to go to Reading.
Yeah, that makes sense. Really.
And Slough.
Man, that would have been great at a younger age. We had a conversation earlier about festivals, but going to Reading from, like, you literally just hop over.
You could literally get on Shenfield just straight there. Although you probably have to make a change.
You might have to make a change, but yeah, that would be golden.
Have you ever been to Slough?
It sounds like I might have been there, but I don't know. Probably not. If I did, it's not left an impact.
I've had to work there twice, and I use the word "had to" with, like, you know, with all the venom I can muster with that. Slough is a non-place. It is not a place.
What, as in it's one of those places that it's like one road kind of.
It's a whole
like
ass
tiny,
town.
or is it actually
It's
quite
a whole
big?
it's a whole ass town.
It's
got a dying shopping centre.
God, well, okay. Well, that could be anywhere then, really.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with it, actually. I think broadly my issue with Slough, and I do have issues with Slough, but broadly my issue is it's just some town. Like, you buy wallpaper.
Like,
you know,
it's kind of like Milton Keynes.
Yeah, although Milton Keynes has got some stuff going for it. Funnily enough, they've got ceramic cows.
There we go.
Like that was the whole thing. They put like loads of like brightly painted cows in all the fields.
People, I've seen a cow.
I've seen a cow.
I'm sorry, mate.
It was pottery, but I saw it.
Oh yeah, I've seen a cow. It was yellow and pink, wasn't it?
I love cows. I love that they're Technicolor. I really do. I love the LGBT cow. That's nothing. I'm not even going to go down that road.
No, yeah.
No.
That's like one of the ones you see, like there'll be dragons down here. You're like, nope, I'm
not going there because I'm just going to come straight out with that. I was going to do an impression of a gay cow. And I don't want to do that.
That sounds very South Park.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
South Park did it.
South Park did it first, and therefore Simpsons did it first. Oh, you remember that Simpsons episode where there's a gay cow? So how many owls would you need to...
Oh, man, that was near on 10 minutes.
How many owls would you have to see to realise that? So if the owls are coming out during the day, what does this mean?
Well, it's probably like when nature does go a bit mad before some kind of natural sort of devastation event.
Because they're attuned to the weather, aren't they? The barometer's getting low, according to all sources. We're gonna die.
I was wondering where you were going with that one. But yeah, I guess if there was some sort of weather horror happening, then it wouldn't just be the owls. Then it would be other birds. It would be.
But the question was about owls, Sean.
Well,
focus
in the middle of the day.
Yeah,
I'd say
12 noon. You're sat on your veranda,
or it could be. There'll be lots of rats. If rats are going potty, then
the question.
Let me finish, please.
Okay,
let me finish.
There I go. It's this contentious pod.
But if there's a lot of like rodents, mice, rats, and that, then the owls might come out to hunt earlier in the day if they can see them. So again, it's just more of a nature thing. If there is more nature, they might change. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Wasn't there... Oh, no, that's fish. Like, within an...
No, it's okay. Wait, that's fish. Yeah, so I always get them confused with owls.
But, like, with an eclipse, during an eclipse, the fish then come to the shoreline because they think it's night, and then that's... Like, they get wiped out by predators because they're in shallower waters.
Like owls.
But, yeah, if it could be something similar to that, if there was an eclipse, then the owls, if they are as stupid as believed... might then go, oh, it's night time. I'm going to get me something to eat.
Do you get owls at the seaside?
Technically, there's a beach, like...
No, but like the seaside.
What,
like Clacton. Or Southend. Or Great Yarmouth. Or Margate.
You're doing this on purpose now.
Yeah, but keep testing me because I'm running out of places.
But if there's a forest of some kind in the vicinity... then there is likely to be owls in that area as well.
I put it to you.
Barns.
Or barns. That's where they live.
Or what if there were... What were barn owls called before there were barns?
Oh, God, man. Well...
Owls?
Yeah. There you go. Asked and answered. No, I think... Yeah. I mean, presumably the name came from the fact that they found them in barns. So I assume the barns came before the owl.
Well, then, like, what, a whole species of owl has sort of evolved during...
Stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. Evolution is a process, not a goal.
Well, they could have been... Yeah, they could have just been some sort of owl and then just gone, you know what? Trees are shit.
And then they get a wide face. That's what I
just a mean face.
I'm a stupid owl. I don't think you get owls at the seaside. I've never seen one.
Owls at the seaside. No. I've said one every episode so far, and I've got to try and do it.
No, go on. Drop the clanger.
It sounds like an indie band.
Yeah. Of course it is. Owls at the seaside. I'm just picturing an owl in a bikini. That's good. I was just letting you know.
Owls, they don't have mammary glands.
I'm just letting you know what's going on in my head, alright? I just want you to know that I said owls at the seaside, and the first thing I pictured was an owl in a bikini.
Anyway, what about you? How many owls would you have to see to go, hold on?
You still haven't answered that.
What, like a definitive? Like, what, if there was 11, it was fine.
How many owls would you need to see in a day before you thought something was wrong?
Yeah, but what if you said, like, you see 10 and you're like, okay, that's completely normal. And then 11, you're like, oh, something's wrong here.
Well,
would you just say a dozen, couple of dozen?
Do you let it cross into double digits?
probably about double digits. You would just this is irregular.
I would go lower, honestly, because like how often, realistically, not even talking about during the day, how often do you see owls?
Again, around here,
is it nightly?
If I'm taking him on an evening walk, I would see at least 3.
3. Okay, so that's a good barometer. Again, we're talking about barometers again.
There we go.
That measures wind. Owls. So
it's so funny, just literally like watching your brain just go, I'm going, no, pull it back.
I had a heart attack briefly. It's fine, don't worry. Oh, you ran out of tea?
Yeah.
No, well, here's the tea. 3 hours. So 3 hours at night in a location such as this.
Yeah, well, it'd be more of an evening. So as of this time, probably about from 4, 5 o'clock.
So
in the space of about 45 minutes.
So you're on, walk with me through hell. You are sitting on your veranda. It is 1 PM. You're enjoying your entire pineapple for lunch, and
I'm not the only one who likes entire pineapples.
Yeah, I know. We got a bit of feedback from the episode where I castigated you for eating an entire pineapple, and turns out you're not alone, and that actually worries me more. They walk among us.
The fruit the fruit that carnivorizes human flesh, and yet humans are still the ones eating them.
Ananas. You're on your veranda. You've got a pineapple. You've hollowed it out, and you're just spooning gobs of pineapple into your mouth. Right? Oh, that's good for the audio. Thanks for doing that.
There we go. Yep. Yeah, thank you for those with misophonia. Sorry, Alex. So wherever you're listening,
we have one of the few listeners we have, and you've just done mouth noises.
I'm so sorry. Wherever you're listening to this episode, I apologise.
Oh God, Sean! You're on the veranda. I will get to my point. I will not be deterred. You are on the veranda. Don't do a mouth noise. You've got a pineapple. Hollowed out.
We've listened to that bit. Skip forward. Double tap. 10 seconds.
Fistfuls of pineapple you're shoving into your mouth, right? Into your gaping maw, right? Milo's at your feet. Producer Milo's at your feet. That's a dog, for those who don't know. And you look up, and on the house opposite yours, in the guttering, just sat on the guttering, are 3 owls. What's your reaction?
That's ominous.
Yes.
So that's again, if there's just 3 of them sitting like on the as you say, the guttering, that is kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because owls they're normally like isolated hunters.
But these aren't. They're sat there and they're looking at you.
They're planning.
They're looking at you.
But if can they really plan if they're that stupid?
Well, I mean, we don't know what's happening.
Although there is The Birds, isn't there? That's quite a haunting film.
Very few owls in The Birds, though. I don't know if you've watched it recently. Tippi Hedren doesn't have to deal with many owls.
Well, they're all they're all one species of bird, aren't they?
Well, you know, this is probably, people probably already know this. I mean, I imagine it was probably trivia about 20 years ago. But now it's just common knowledge. That the scene where all the birds are flying at her, she was assured that it would be mechanical birds and puppets. And then Hitchcock was like, nah, by the way, it's real birds.
When I was younger, we went to Universal Studios in Florida, and there was a whole ride that was dedicated to Alfred Hitchcock's works. Because Universal Studios is a working lot at the same time. And so like they kept all of those just kept all of Alfred Hitchcock's scene sets. And then you take a tour around them, and that's when they said about that one as well. And me, I think I must have been about 11 at the time, was like, that's messed up.
That is messed up.
It's like you've got your leading lady there, and you're like, yeah, don't worry. All
right, we're just
don't worry. I'm Alfred Hitchcock.
And they're just like, yeah, but we're going to spend 6 days on this, and it's 6 days of me just throwing birds at you.
It was
live birds
throwing as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
because you want to get the birds. When you're filming with birds, what you really want to do is get them panicked. That's when they get
covered in crap.
This is the thing I've always thought, right?
I thought the bird crap is like dangerous.
I mean,
Like in terms of even getting a little bit on your skin or.
Well, I mean, like you can say that about any kind of poo, really. It's waste. Like it's not. You're not supposed to like eat it or rub it into scars or whatever.
No, yeah. Fair enough. I'm just going to concede that one.
Yeah, just concede that. Concede it. Absolutely concede it. I think about that a lot, about how if you watch the birds, Tippi Hedren actually isn't covered in shit for a lot of it. And I think, how many takes where it's just a bird just shit in her mouth or whatever.
Oh, man, yeah. It's looking perfect, and then you've just got some...
straight down the side.
Again!
Hitchcock's like, no, we must go again.
God.
The poor old Tippi is there like, oh, must we though? Have you not got it? It's been 4 days.
Can you edit it out?
I'm covered in scratches and shit. Can we stop?
Jeez. Yeah.
Do you know what?
But yeah, why wouldn't there be owls on something like that? Anyway.
Well, I guess, I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, you are a working actor.
As a working actor, I would not do that.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a line in the sand here.
Well, you've probably got some sort of contractual safety net there that was probably introduced because of that.
Look, I don't even need a contractual safety net. If a director's coming up to me and saying, all right, for the next week, we're going to throw live birds at you, I'll just be like, no.
But if it's live owls, that's fine.
If it's live owls, fine. They're not really birds.
I could just picture owls just not being able to get there in time. So you've just got these solid sort of bird bodies just thumping you.
We actually don't have any owls. What we have done is we've stolen a load of Humboldt penguins from Colchester Zoo. They're just hucking penguins at me. About what, like maybe 2.5 feet tall, just clattering off of me like, no!
Oh man, if we had an animator, that would be a hilarious segue.
It's just penguins.
Just you getting spelted with penguins.
Stop it! That's enough!
That's it, I'm out.
Right, do you know what? I'm a member of Equity. I don't have to deal with this.
Oh, sorry, sir. Come back.
What? No, I will not come back. I'm on strike now.
The penguins following you. Go, you know what?
Yeah, I'm unionising the penguins. They're already wearing little suits.
And and then there you go. That's your audition to be the next penguin.
Oh, as in the Batman penguin.
Yeah.
But
if you've got Danny DeVito style penguin where he actually controls penguins.
Danny DeVito is...
That wasn't Danny DeVito, was it?
I'm not allowed to be whoever it was that played the penguin.
Colin Farrell?
Yeah.
Well, because
I've got to be Danny DeVito, have I?
Yeah, because he's the one that controls the penguins.
But I can't be
penguin.
Why can't I be Colin Farrell penguin?
Because Colin Farrell penguin has nothing to do with any real penguins whatsoever.
But I have the body and shape to be Colin Farrell penguin.
Sure you do.
Wow. This is why he comes in. Sure you do, yeah. That's why I said Danny DeVito penguin. I'm in a mood with you now.
I'm sorry. I saw that hanging fruit and I just had to pull it.
To be fair, I was dangling it. I was dangling my heavy fruit in front of your face.
You dedicated like half of an episode to my concussion. So
you kept bringing it up. I didn't bring it up.
Well, you were asking questions which it did come up. So
yeah, but you answered them, didn't you?
Yeah, you're an open.
You know what you need to do? You need to learn when to say no.
I get that a lot, actually.
Yeah, you need to when I'm pushing you, and I push you a lot.
But I'm very much into the yes and.
Yeah.
Instead of a no but.
It's improv. This is improv what we're doing. Weirdly enough, people at home might not believe this. None of this is scripted.
Yeah. Hold it, shit, wait a minute, got to go back 2 pages.
Hang on, so yeah, I missed out a whole tangent about fucking an ostrich. Oh, no, Sean's dead. I've killed him. Oh, no.
Sorry. That was an ill-tamed There's
3 owls on the guttering.
Yes.
Are they looking at you?
We've got like 10 minutes to sort of
I'm wrapping it up. I'm wrapping it up. There's 3 owls on the guttering. They're looking at you. Are you worried?
Yes.
Okay. Let's change the scenario. You're on the veranda, right? You don't even have a veranda. I don't know what. Yeah. I don't even know what a veranda is actually.
It kind of like a sheltered area, but it's not indoors but not outdoors. It's like a canopy, a canopied wooded area.
You're in your Wendy house,
There we go.
which you've converted into a bar.
There we go. Oh, Wendy bar.
Wendy bar, Wendy bar. You're in your Wendy bar.
That sounds like a cryptid.
I am the Wendy bar. That's characters going nowhere. God, I abandoned characters faster than I was. I used to be able to sit in characters for ages, but now I'm just no.
Yeah,
I think it's because
they don't hold my attention.
the timer's threatening me. I think that's what it is.
We actually do have a timer like on the table while we're recording because we don't trust ourselves.
No, I mean we did. But I mean, I'll say it before and I'll say it again. In the first episode, we didn't have it, and we were still on 45 minutes. I was quite pleased with ourselves.
Pretty bob on, yeah.
I was very happy with that. But now it's actually official, and we are now. We've got sub 10 minutes to wrap this up.
Anyway, yes, as you were saying. So
Right,
how
okay,
about
so-
now on the veranda in the Wendy bar?
You're in the Wendy bar.
Yep.
You're in the Wendy bar. You've got yourself an old-fashioned. You've made an old-fashioned for yourself.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, lovely.
Yes.
Oh, lovely stuff. You've made that up. You're having a little sippy. Because after all, it is 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, so it should be on my fifth.
Yes. You're deep in your cups.
Deeply old-fashioned.
You look out the Wendy bar window and you see an owl fly past. And then, Sean, 30 seconds later, you see another owl fly past, a different one. The first one was a tawny owl, and the second one is an eagle owl.
Okay.
Are you scared?
No, not really. I would be like, that's weird.
Would you? So you wouldn't take action
No.
to protect yourself
No.
from whatever is coming. Third owl.
Okay, yeah, but how close are they flying past?
Within visual distance, but not striking distance.
There we go. If they're in visual distance, then you'd probably go, oh, there's a hunt going on or something like that, or a competition. Like, you do see a lot around here, hawks and stuff fighting.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they were getting progressively closer, that's when you're sort of like, baseball bat.
Okay, right. Third owl, snowy owl, this one, lands on the windowsill of the Wendy bar and drinks your old fashioned. Just sticks its beak in.
I would be more offended than anything.
Offended? How dare you?
You could at least ask.
You stupid bird.
Where are your manners?
Unbelievable. Were you raised in a barn, probably?
No, that was my cousin, Colin.
No, I'm a snowy owl.
I was raised in snow.
I'm from the Arctic Circle in Svalbard. Did you know that?
I've been sent for your next job.
I am your voiceover agent.
Voiceover Agent Owl.
Agent Owl.
Secret Agent Owl.
Agent Owl!
He's an owl and he's got a magnifying glass.
What do spies
Sherlock
use?
Owl.
What do spies use?
Guns?
Yeah. It's an owl with a gun!
Right,
It's
okay,
Agent Owl!
if an owl turned up with a gun, that's when you're like, okay, yeah, things are going.
Right, okay, let's change the scenario. So, one owl shows up carrying a gun. What do you do?
Be confused at how it's carrying a gun. Is
Right,
it in its
allow me to-
claw?
allow me to
Is it in
establish-
its wing?
I knew you would ask this, so I've planned for this. So, what it's done is it's hooked one of its talons
Like a karate kick.
around the trigger. You can't even see this on the camera. This is not a visual part of this, so don't explain what I'm doing under the table, right? So, Sean,
No, I'm listening. We've got 6 minutes left, so I'm really trying not
the
to talk.
talon, right? One of these talons is hooked round the trigger, right? And his other leg is stretched forward, thus, and is using it to balance the barrel. And it's pointing at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Concerned.
I get you concerned. Okay.
There we go.
Right. Well, that's your answer to your question, Rich.
There we go.
It would take 1 hour with a gun. 3 hours on the guttering.
3 owls on the guttering.
An innumerate amount of owls flying past, but they need to be getting closer, or the owl needs to have a gun. And then...
That's my answer, but what about yours?
Oh, same.
Oh,
Damn good question, sir. I mean, I I don't live I don't live very far away from you, but I do walk most every night, and it's very rare for me to see an owl. Only because I'm more in the town, even though we're still quite rural.
Yeah.
I do live in the town centre, so I don't see owls. I see foxes a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't see very many owls. So honestly, it wouldn't take many owls. Honestly, I'd go as low as 2. Like if I saw 2 owls during the day, I'd be like, something's up.
Yeah.
Something's up, and I need to take evasive action. So I'd hop in my car. I'd drive to Cornwall. I'd go to the Milky Way, and I'd slide down the black hole, and that'll fix it.
Oh, yes. I love those kind of slides as well. I mean, when I was little, there was a place called Action Stations.
Action Station.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
And it was literally like a 3-story warehouse that was filled with like the soft play stuff, and it had like a 2-story slide that was like that you could free fall.
I love those.
They were awesome.
I remember
Well,
once
you need something like that for an adult.
I'm pretty sure you can. There's got to be, hasn't there? There's got to be adult soft play centres.
Well, there's Ninja Warrior in Chelmsford.
Sure, but I mean, like, I refuse to believe actually that in the world we live in, there isn't a market / already a market for adult soft play, because like we're all fucking children. Like we're all tiny little people going around our lives being like, I refuse to grow up.
Yeah.
For the rest of my life, it's 1995.
I think there's one that's close by to us, and that does, like, you can rent it out for like older, like,
now that I
adult
think
part,
about
but
it,
the way that it is for kids, when you're drunk and you're running around those things, you can just clear yourself out with some crossbars.
now that you know about that. I can really.
That sounds like I'm speaking from experience, but I genuinely, I'm not. I don't.
This is Nostradamus Sean here predicting his next concussion, just beaming himself off of a soft play apparatus.
Concussion Damus.
No, I think.
Concustodamus.
Concustodamus. It's more like custard. Now that I think about it, I did once, Monkey Puzzle in Madison Heights.
Yes.
For those who don't know the leisure facilities in Malden, Monkey Puzzle's a soft play area in Madison Heights, which is sort of like a kind of, broadly there's stuff going on place.
I think it's one of the only places in Essex that still does roller skating.
Yeah, it's got a roller rink, it's got a bowling alley, it's got a soft play area. And a friend of mine, when we were, I believe, late teens, early 20s, hired out the Monkey Puzzle so that we could do adult soft play.
Okay,
so I have actually done it. Now that I think about it.
There we go.
Now that I
And
think
nobody
about it.
beamed themselves, so
No, I think
I'm just worrying.
I
too
think
much.
someone's got a scraped knee. I miss childhood injuries.
When you could literally fall downstairs and just dust yourself off.
Yeah, and for example, like you've still got is it still braced or is it?
Yeah. So I've made plaster splint instead.
Right, so you've still got a splint around your middle finger, which you got weeks ago.
Yeah.
By accidentally punching a headboard after failing to put a mattress cover on properly.
Yep.
That's what adult injuries are. I miss kid injuries where like you. When was the last time you had a graze? Ooh. You remember getting grazes?
Yeah. I was actually talking to my daughter about that today.
I bet she gets grazes.
Yeah, well, like literally every other day, and she was wondering why they hurt so much, and so that's. But it was, it's that sort of like it's just got the top of the skin where you're like, ow.
We sort of talked about it in the last episode, where like when like children fall over, and because they've sort of got no self-preservation instinct at all, they sort of just flop and slide.
Yeah.
Because it's friction, isn't it? So, like, for example, again, I'm not trying to compare injuries. Obviously, yours is a little bit worse. But as you can see, I've got, like, a paper cut on, like, the webbing of, like, in between my thumb and my index finger.
That was a Jackass episode, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it Jackass or Dayton versus Pritchard? Where they got paper cuts on the webbing of each of their fingers.
Brutal.
And that was...
Yeah, no. And, like, when I clench and unclench my fist, I can feel it, and it's horrible.
But that's when you were saying about kids, like they fall down, but they also like they take your role of how to react to that as well, especially when they're younger. Like they'd fall over, and if it's dead quiet, they don't know what to do, so they'll look at you. And I found like with my kids, if they fall over and you go, oh no, oh dear, up you get, and they're like, oh, yeah, what am I like? Oh. But if you went, they go, I'm going to die now.
Yeah,
I'm
if you
gonna die."
helicopter, if you helicopter,
And you're like, ah! If you just like, look, we all do it, and they're like, oh gosh, it hurts though, and you're like, yeah, it's gonna hurt.
It's gonna because you fell and it's friction. And
Yeah,
it's gonna
and they're like,
you.
oh yeah, okay, but yeah, the amount of times that you just go,
And that's it. It's over.
yeah,
So
just like this episode.
3 on the guttering.
20 seconds left.
I was just gonna give us an out there.
Go on then.
3 on the guttering.
3 on the guttering.
Enumerate amount if they're flying towards the window.
Yep. They've got to be getting closer though.
1 with a gun. And for me, 2. I hope that answered your question, Rich.
And yeah, anyone that's if you're not watching the video, I do have a T-shirt that says "Hang on, let me overthink this." So
And it is well worn.
it is well worn.
Like the paint is falling off of that thing.
Oh yes.
I have suddenly just become extremely aware that I am wearing the same T-shirt that I wore for the recording 3 weeks ago. I don't wear this all the time. That being
You're
said,
like a cartoon character. That is your.
that being said, shout out to CXW. I'm sure Adam Paris is going to be thrilled with this because this is the local wrestling promotion that I
Hey,
work for.
awesome.
And he loves it when I wear this. He loves it
CXW
because-
Extreme.
CXW Extreme.
Down in the description as well. Give them a follow.
Yeah, we'll pop that in the description. Do.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Great.
We're professionals.
We're professionals. Thank you for listening to episode 4 of Shut Up and Answer the Question. We've been doing the bump, and then we put the outro on.
Yes.
So we just won't repeat ourselves this time.
Exactly.
Say goodbye, Sean.
Bye.
Bye! Thank you for listening to Shut Up and Answer the Question. Your hosts were Ethan Lawrence at Ethan B. Lawrence everywhere and Sean Antony at Sean Antony VO everywhere. You can follow the podcast on Instagram at Shut Up and Answer Pod or on TikTok at Shut Up Pod. If you want to email us a question, feel free. The email is shutuppod@yahoo.com, SHUTUPPOD@yahoo.com. Our artwork was by Kitsune Kei, and our music was by Eyes on Legs. We want to thank Podbean for hosting this podcast, and we will see you next time.
Shut up and answer the question.
Say goodbye, Milo.
Nothing as usual. He's like a fucking owl.